Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Lynn Unimori, and thank you so much to all of you for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here today. I know many of you were here with us a year ago, and it's hard to believe that at that time we were surrounded by a largely demolished space. And today, although there are still some finishing touches that need to be completed, we're very excited to welcome you all to the soon-to-be opening of the Hocking Building project with 40 units, studios, 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms, 40 affordable units for our community. We will be doing a lot of acknowledgements later, but at this time I would like to welcome some of the elected officials who were able to join us today. We're so grateful for that. Representing Governor Josh Green is David Oy, the Housing Finance Manager of the Hawaii Housing Finance and Development Corp, fondly known as HHFDC. We're also very pleased to welcome our Mayor, Rick Blangiardi. Thank you, Mayor. Aloha to Senators Carol Fukunaga and Representatives Gregor Ilagan and Greg Takayama. Council members Calvin Say, Matt Wire, and Valerie Okimoto. We'd also like to recognize some of our key financing partners from the private sector. From First Hawaiian Bank, Senior Vice President Carol Lau and Vice President Patrick Inouye. And here on behalf of Hunt Capital Partners are Jeff Weiss, President of Hunt Capital, and John Lee, Managing Director of Funds Management. Finally, we're joined by Kahu Cordell Kekoa, who will lead us in a blessing after our program. Kahu. As we said, we have many more acknowledgements later on in the program, but at this time, I'd like to call up David Oy, who's representing Governor Green.
Aloha, everyone. Aloha, Mayor Blangiardi, Councilmember Okimoto, Councilmember Wire, Councilmember Say, Senator Fukunaga, Rep. Takayama and Rep. Ilagan, thank you for joining us here today, and also members of the Hocking Building Development Team. It's truly an honor to be here representing Governor Green, the state of Hawaii, and HHFDC, here today for the blessing and grand opening of Hocking Holly. So throughout its century-long history, the Hocking Building has served various purposes. It was a hotel, most recently a bank, but it was also a boarding house at one point. These 50 units here will help fill a much-needed space in Honolulu's affordable housing landscape. Each of these beautiful units that you folks will have the opportunity to see later today will be rented to those households earning no more than 50% of the area median income. The project has committed to an affordability period of 61 years. Now, the delivery of these units could not be more timely, as the demand for affordable housing, both locally and across the state, continues to grow. This serves as a prime example of how the cooperation among government and the private sector can successfully combat our housing challenges. Working with partners working with the developer partners, with others such as the City and County of Honolulu, Hunt Capital, First Hawaiian Bank, CDS International, Alan Shintani, Mark Development Inc., we can continue to put forth amazing projects such as this to serve our residents. With Indigo Real Estate Services on-site performing property management, we are certain that this project will see continued success. Speaking of Hocking Holly specifically, HHFDC is pleased to be able to support the project through our financial assistance programs. This included $12.4 million in a low-interest loan from the Rental Housing Revolving Fund and $9.7 million in federal and state low-income housing tax credits. I do want to mention that this is also a milestone project. This is the first project in the state to use federal historic tax credits as part of its capital stack. And along these lines, I'd like to give a special shout out to the development team and everybody involved for developing Hocking Holly as one of the first adaptive reuse projects to come to fruition in our modern times in Hawaii. The adaptive reuse concept embraces the concept that the remarkable yet underutilized buildings such as this one can be transformed and repurposed to meet the needs of today's Hawaii. So congratulations to Rev Hashem, Mr. Unimori, and the development partners with the Hocking Building LP for their foresight, their determination, patience, and perseverance as they navigated through our system to get the project to this point. The state will continue to look for more ways to not only help with the financing, but also the development to make sure that we eliminate as many barriers as we can to housing moving forward. Those of us at HHSDC like to say it's only through the pooling of minds and resources that both of the development community and the government sector that we can intelligently and effectively produce the 10,000 homes that Governor Green has promised to deliver. But partnerships and projects require one single vision, resilience, and commitment. And this project is a perfect example of the success that can come from that. So again, thank you and congratulations to all of you here who have played a role in leading us to this milestone. Mahalo, aloha.
Hey, first of all, thank you all for being here. What a great turnout. So let me just say to all you distinguished guests, without slighting anybody, I think it's great to have you here in this moment on this project, because I would tell you, in the challenges and sense of responsibility you have in my role as mayor, what comes to mind first and foremost is our housing crisis. Okay? And especially when you talk about being rebuilt housing, what is AMI, and at the same time, where it's located and what it represents for downtown Honolulu and our urban core. So this is just a great project, and I honestly, I love moments like this, because for so much that you deal with in your head and in your heart, you're thinking about it, and the time that it takes to get things done, when it finally comes to fruition, it's a really great, gratifying sense. So I want to introduce Denise Siri Matsubara, who was our executive director of housing, but she was a key player in this, okay? She'll say no, and if Mark Hashem gets up here after me and doesn't acknowledge her, he's in trouble with me. Because I know the relationship between those two and what went on. And look, I'll tell you right now, I gotta be careful, I'm probably gonna say something I'll regret later. This is probably the best $4 million we spent, okay, on this adaptive reuse project. For what this represents in our part, to be part as David just said, and the partnerships that are going on, this was a great opportunity for us. And all of us felt so privileged that we had the opportunity to come in and help make this deal happen. So look, we're all here for similar reasons in similar ways. This is about execution. This is about a vision being fulfilled. This is about people that are going to take part in this facility over the course of time. They're going to be really grateful that it's here. So mahalo to everybody. God bless all of you. Thank you.
God, I can't believe we're actually here, because this all started in 2019, right? And it was right before the pandemic started. Real estate market, nothing was moving. Sophos Realty had this listing, and they had no offers for months. And because this pandemic, everybody was talking about this pandemic coming through. Then I had this idea about, hey, let's convert it to affordable housing. I approached my partner over there, Kevin Unimori, thank you, Dave Michaels, and they agreed to the concept. We approached the family. We acquired this building from the descendants of Alfred Hocking. This is the first time this building has changed hands in over 100 years. And that in itself created a whole bunch of challenges. And if you want to hear about it, you can ask me about that later on. Anyways, they gave us the time to go through the process to get the funding, and they agreed with it. So first of all, I want to thank the family. Unfortunately, they can't be here today. I want to thank the descendants of Alfred Hocking. This ends up being 5 old ladies that live on the mainland, and they're not here today, but I think we should first of all thank them. But before I go into recognizing our development team, I want to give you a brief history of this building and specifically this location. This building is actually 2 buildings. So the building right behind you on Nuuanu is the older building that was built by Mr. Iesu. He was a prominent businessman in Chinatown in the late 1800s. This building, actually from those pillars here, is the Hocking, or the King Street side, the Hocking Building. It was built by Alfred Hocking in 1916. Alfred Hocking was a prominent businessman at the end of the 18th century, from the 1800s to the early 1900s. And he started off in Maui, as a plantation farm, having a sugar plantation. He was also a Republic of Hawaii senator from Maui. He sold his plantation, moved to Hawaii, created a brewery that we all know and love dearly. You probably heard of it. It's called Primo Beer, right? His building, his first building still stands in Kaka'ako. It houses HCDA, and it's the building next to the Kaka'ako fire station. We all know it, the red brick. It's still there. That was his first building. His second building was this. And there's a specific reason why he picked this building. And this was ground zero for Honolulu at that time. What I mean by that, the address of this building is 2 North King Street. The address of that building across the street is 2 South King Street. So right at that corner, that was the center of Honolulu. Nuuanu, the concept was people would go over Nuuanu, come down, and they would land right here in this corner. So he wanted to have the central building. And so first of all, he acquired the King Street property roughly from the, you see, a little past that doors, there's bathrooms. From the bathrooms going that way, he acquired that parcel. He approached Mr. Iesu. Iesu owned all the way up to the corner. Iesu first told him, no, I'm not selling. So what did Alfred Hocking do? He started to build his building anyway. Halfway through construction, Mr. Iesu comes to Hocking and says, okay, you can buy my building. So with that, he decides to chop off the end, these pillars right here. He chops off the end of the building, sticks his building, sticks it out all the way to here, to the corner, and now that's why this is called the Hocking Building, because he has the corner and not the Iesu building. When you go upstairs, you'll know the layout, you'll see the layout, it's kind of odd. And the reason for that is because the Hocking Building, the floor was slightly, it was about 1 foot and 1.5 feet lower than the Iesu building. So we had to accommodate for that. But when you go upstairs, you'll see it and the odd shape of the flooring. This space here was originally, in 1916, the American China Bank. Yeah, the American Chino Bank, which eventually became American Security Bank. And then First Hawaiian Bank eventually acquired American Security Bank, and that's how they ended up with this building. Yeah, that's how they ended up with this building. We acquired it from the family from that point. So anyways, yeah. We tried to retain the historic character of the building. So if you look at all the windows, this was the original layout from 1916. Anyway, okay. So going forward, first of all, I want to thank the governor and the state and HHFTC for their team and for all the support that they've given us. Mayor, I would like to thank you and your team for all the support that you have been a great partner, and your team has always been a great partner. Next, I would like to thank First Hawaiian Bank, Carol Law, and Patrick Idoe. They're way back there. Thank you very much for all your help in this project. Alan Shintani. Alan Shintani walked the building with me at the very beginning with Glenn Inoue. So Alan, thank you very much for you and your team with Fred, Chi, and Chris. Thank you for being a great partners. Glenn Mira, he was there from day one. And only today I find out that he said he didn't believe in this project when he first walked through the building. So, but Carol Sakata, Debbie, Doris Wong, Armand, and Amado, thank you, Glenn, and your team. They were great partners, and thank you for all your patience. Thank you, Jeff Nishida and Melissa Chung from Novogradic. Connie Mitchell, I saw her earlier. Connie Mitchell's in the back. She's providing the Housing First vouchers. There's a preference for homeless on this building, and Connie will be providing that homeless service, not just the Housing First vouchers, but she will be providing the services for the individuals that are living in this facility. I would like to thank Craig and Kyle and Paul Watase. I saw them earlier. Thank you for being a great partner in the team. I want to thank Carl Cunningham of Hawaii Assisted Housing, our nonprofit partner. And last, I would like to thank our development partners, Kevin Unimori right here, and Dave and Joe Michaels from Pacific Development Group. They can't be here today. And with that, I think, before I go to the kahu, I think I'll share a ghost story about this building before we go. So, when I was looking for a elevator partner, I called up Otis Elevator. So I told him, oh yeah, it's 2 North King Street, it's the First Hawaiian Bank building, and they knew right away. They go, oh yeah, I know that one, we used to service that, that's the haunted building. So, with that, kahu, apparently there's a lot of activity in the basement, so can you do a little bit more blessing in the basement? With that said, I will turn over the mic to Kahu Cordell Kekoa.
My family, what we are doing is we are connecting to the place, this Hocking Building. We're connected as you put your handprint there. Just imagine the hundreds and thousands of people who have put their hands on these buildings before us today. Probably always with noble reasons. But for us and where we live in Hawaii today, the United States today, the world today, we really want to make sure that people are cared for. So as you just hold on to that piece of aina, you also stand on important ground. And so would you just begin to think in your mind, 2 people, someone who has loved on you, someone who has said to you, you are very, very important. I'd like you to bring the thought of that person into this place. I'd also like you to think about somebody that you can call today and say, you are very important to me. You still have a lot to contribute to the world. I'd like you to think about those 2 people, and after we're done today, I would love for you to call that person and just tell them I love you. I'm thinking about you. And make a better day for them as this is a better day for us. Just stay in that place and I'll come back. E ko mako mako lani ki hale ki aloha mahali o ino ko launa puna mai nei mako I ke ala. O e ko mako haku a me ko mako ola. Ke ho mai o kune mako ia o e ke akua I o kalani. E launa puna mai nei mako ino ho ko mako no puna. Ke akua we bring life once again to this Hocking Building. Ke akua, as David called it, the Hocking Hale. Ke akua we bring life now right into this part of Honolulu. We bring life once again, as this building has been waiting for life to happen. Keakua, it was a dream. Today, the reality becomes real. And so as each one of us were connected to this building, Keakua, so it is. Whatever we have done to walk through these doors to now be a part of this blessing, Keakua, multiply that blessing so we can help more people. We can encourage more people. We can love on more people. We can share the aloha spirit with more people. And even those that need the affordable housing, we can share more aloha with them. And so we put in this blessing upon this place. E moholi o ko ia Yehovah, e na aina apa. E maalama ia Yehovah, me ka haoli, me ka oli ana. E kumoko I loko o kona ipuka, me ka mililani. A I loko hoi o kona kahua, me ka halelu. No ka mea. Ua mai kai o Yehovah, ua maoloa kona no ko mai kai. A me kona oia I oho I hanau na apa. Aloha e, aloha mai, aloha e. Mahalo kia koa me kia aloha kumehana, e malama mai ka kuhe maluma. Kia koa every person that walks through that door. Kiakua having a dream and a hope for their family and themselves. Kiakua, this will be an answer to their pule, to their prayers. So thank you for each one of us who are now bringing this building to life. Pule this blessing with much aloha. Amen. No kiakua pau. Amen. 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 Thank you, family. Would you do me a favor? You can let go of the building, and would you just put one palm up like this? That was for the building. This is for us as people now. And what we're doing is we're bringing life to those who desperately need a little hand. And the hand that's being held up like this is the hand they're looking for. You guys, it's not for us to give them everything. It's to help them to become independent, to help them be those who want to be better in their community. So now, Kiako, as we hold our palms up, this is a blessing over all of us as Kanakapoe, as the people of Hawaii. Kiako, we place this fire right upon this beautiful Maine. Kiako, may your aloha spirit be one now and forevermore. Kiako, also I will put some of this good rainwater on these hands, but it represents all of our hands as we hold it up. Kiako, as we receive the blessings of helping people, we receive the love of those around us. Kiako, may your aloha spirit be one now and forevermore. May your aloha spirit be good from this evening. Mahalo, 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 in the name of Kiako. You guys, I'd like you to do the same action they are. You don't have the water, but I just love for you to just rub your hands together like this. They have this rainwater from 25 years ago, but you have the friction which brings the energy. Creates that good energy, which is another good topic we can talk about in the city college. It's good energy that we provide to all the people of Hawaii. So mahalo you guys for being here today. So mahalo kia kua me kia loa kumehana e malama o mai kapo he malama kia kua now we put a hedge of protection as we did for the construction. Now kia kua we put a hedge of protection around this entire building. Go up to the highest point, maybe 25 feet above the highest point. Just cleanse all the air above. Kia kua, so that it cleans all the air even below the basement. Kia kua, cleanse the air below the basement. Kia kua, and again, anything from below the basement to above this, the sky of this building, anything that doesn't belong, today we say it has to go. For today, a new life is happening in this place. So may your aloha spirit be one now and forevermore. And then again, Kia kua, I use this door. There's other doors. But Kia kua, I use this door. As most of us came through here, but Kia kua, this will be a portal, an entryway of people's dreams becoming a reality. And we all get to help in that today. So may your aloha spirit be one. And again, Kia kua, we extend this blessing right across all those sidewalks. Kia kua, who has ever walked in this space, Kia kua, we ask your aloha spirit because they are part of our Hawaii name. Mahalo. Mahalo.